Alright, so welcome back for match number 4 here. We have lost the die roll. We're going to be on the draw. Our opponent is keeping a 7. We got like a bad Dryad Arbor hand here. Let's get rid of it. This looks pretty good. I think I'm fine ditching the Horizon Canopy in this spot. Tron deck. Tron on the draw might be a little bit of a tall order. So I'll throw down this scout and pass the turn. Hopefully they kept like a bad Tron hand, although I sort of smell a Sylvan Scrying here. Ancient Stirrings, well, not Sylvan Scrying. It's not guaranteed. They find the map. So there's potential that they have natural Tron. There's potential they don't have really anything there. This is like bad. Drawing like double land. And neither of our auras are hard hitting auras. I think I'm gonna play around the card, like the natural Tron and the Khan the Great Creator, protect my Hyena Umbra. Yeah, so there it is, natural Tron. Wormcoil Engine. Well, we can't block our opponent's creature, so we might as well attack and deal net -1 to our opponent. I think here comes the blast zone, most likely, right? Yeah. So his play is probably, you know, to leave back blockers and activate blast zone. Okay. Got a very confident Tron opponent right here. Let's get our Dryad Arbor out. Oh my goodness, deck. What the hell? I'm gonna cycle this one, look for maybe All That Glitters. Alright, we'll attack for 6. There's gonna be the active there. Line Rose, Bogles needs some love these days. I think it has become too slow for Modern. Yeah, it sort of depends what we're versing a little bit. I definitely agree with you, Lion, that we need love, though. Don't think there's any huge disputing that fact. If you're like willing to splash blue, we got some cards recently like Curious Obsession, Staggering Insight, and Force of Negation, but if you're not splashing blue, you don't really get any of that. Second Wormcoil Engine. Only thing that matters there, I think, is Force of Negation. I think you're probably right. Core Spirit Dancer. So opponent can attack for a lot this turn. We've obviously not got anything like super amazing or impressive here. Let's take the turn to get Spirit Dancer down. I mean, like, I suppose another good aura that we've got, which can go into the arsenal of Bogles, is actually the Sentinel's Eyes as well. Like, I like 1/1 Vigilance for 1 that you can get back. We need something on par with Daybreak Coronet to keep up. We just need our opponents to stop getting, like, such disgusting upgrades, honestly. Like, I'd love something on par with Coronet. Like, I'd definitely settle for something like a Pithing Needle on a stick, though. So like an aura that has a pithing needle effect, or if we could get like a mausoleum wanderer effect on an aura as well. I think both those things would be very good quality of life improvements to Bogles without breaking them. Or breaking it. What deck do you play, Lion? Or decks, I should say. Could be more than one. I actually think Modern is in a great spot at the moment. Yeah, I think it's in a very good spot as well. Alright, opponent attacking with both worm coils. We can block both. Go to first strike damage, kill a worm. You're having 17 modern decks in paper, so you played Alton. Very nice. I don't think I've got quite that many decks in paper, but I do have a good number. Alright, well now we're just dead to Ensnaring Bridge, right? I don't know why you're slow rolling that shit. That's so pointless. What's your favorite archetype? Control, mid-range, aggro? Or I suppose combo would be another one. Cool. Wait, he's just gone for Walking Ballista there for 2. Does my opponent not have the Ensnaring Bridge? I'm just gonna take this time to combo off a few auras. Yes, technically I should go Rancor off the Dryad into the Spider Umbra afterwards. Was never into Uro, Oko, KCI bullshit. Yeah, we had a bit of stuff going there, right? It was pretty wild for a time. Let's kill the Khan. If we kill Khan, he can't get an Ensnaring Bridge. Well, assume he misplayed. Yeah, KCI was like an interesting deck. It's like very high skill cap and time intensive until you crack the formula, and then you're in a really, really good spot with the deck. Alright, any Ugin, Ulamog, or Khan Liberated, we're pretty dead. 11 mana, is that Ulamog? Kozilek. Cast a spell, draw 4 cards. Okay. Okay. Our opponent may have actually given us a window to win here. We don't, like, hate our opponent shuffling their graveyard to their library, but if they have Expedition Map in hand and return Blast Zone, that's pretty game over. Not quite sure why he's attacking with both those creatures. I could get tricky and try to like chain auras into a win here, but we know we've got nothing in hand. I'm just gonna play to try and beat what's on the board. Obviously, this gives my opponent the most power. We do deny 3 more life gained though, so I think it balances out really. Alright, what's on top? It's a pretty good one to start off with. Alright, that's more the standard that us Bogles players are accustomed to. So we're going to attack for a lot. My opponent blocks with multiple creatures. It might be worth dealing excess damage to creatures to avoid killing the Kozilek. Killing the Kozilek would be bad if my opponent has Expedition Map in hand. You got Storm, Twiddlestorm, Bogles, Dredge, Devoted, Devastation, 8-Rack, Ponza, Zura's Control, Infect Burn, Prowess, Grixis, Death Shadow, Amulet Titan, Eldrazi, Tron, and Blue-Black Mill. Wow, that is quite the gauntlet, my friend. That is crazy. It's a good mix, yeah. You can really rock up with anything. Yes, technically we should move the Walking Ballista to the back here. I guess we extend one Bogle to the field and see what else happens. For opponent attacks with this Annihilator 4, we sack 4 permanents, so we can sack our lands, our ley line. This is fine. That is a crazy gauntlet, man. Jesus. It's always nice when you have cards that overlap between decks, so you don't need to fork out as much. Return target creature or land from the graveyard to its owner's hand. You fucking kidding me, man? Pulse of Morosa, main deck, returning Blast Zone. That like splash hate for burn is kind of gross. So we're on 91 damage. If our opponent attacks with Kozilek, we're not really pressed into blocking. This doesn't have trample or anything. Sure. Sure. So our opponent's giving us double Rancor here. And double draw trigger, unless they've got a follow-up Planeswalker or something to deal with core. Alright, they finally drew the Khan Liberated. Can we beat that? Next time this attacks, we're going to be exiling another 4. No, that's just game. Alright, well that was a close one. I feel like they misplayed. You have some of them sleeved, so only proxies. I have is some fetch lands. You don't want to own like 12 of them? Yeah. Yeah, I like proxying cards like fetch lands that you have multiples of. I like actually having like separate sleeves for each deck though. Just so you don't like get mixed up with your deck numbers and things like that. Okay, so we're versing Tron, so obviously Gadok Teague is amazing. Suppression Field is like reasonable, as is Force and Seal of Primordium. Weak cards of Spirit Link and Leyline of Sanctity. Teague is a definite inclusion. Alright, so I definitely like auras, like all that glitters, to play around Blast Zone a little bit here. We want all our totem armors, so our 3 Spider Umbra and our 4 Hyena Umbra need to stay. I think we can minus on like Grispoon, a Spirit Dancer. Maybe a second Spirit Dancer. And that should be fine. On the draw, I'm going to remove these suppression fields. On the play, I think they're fine. I need to go for work. Thanks for making your morning great. All right, thanks a lot for joining us, Lion. Have a great day, man. Don't work too hard. All right, so Luris comes on in. Hey, thanks very much for the follow, Lion. Much appreciated, man. All right, so we'll keep this one. Pretty stacked hand with the triple ethereal. Definitely points where this hand goes wrong. Maybe our suppression field doesn't like do much for us against our opponent's deck. Maybe we don't like curve out on lands. Oblivion Stone can still beat a hand like this, obviously. Alright, we'll turn 1 expedition map. Let's look to make that map as awkward as possible. Alright, turn 2 scout right on time. So, field pass. Watch us hit our fetch land now and get very upset. I think going for scout here is fine. Extending the Spirit Dancer out there is like pretty weak if our opponent has Dismember, Spatial Contortion. Star. So Chromatic Star doesn't actually cost more to activate, but the Expedition map will. Wilt. Okay. Well, that sort of successfully bought us a turn, kind of. Another map. Tower revealed card zones. So did our opponent just have natural Tron? They did. Guess that happens. So if we go double ethereal and spider umbra, we have 12, 13, 14 damage. Alright, well, let's go for the not-so line. If we had turn 1 scout to put this into perspective, our opponent would be on 3. As long as we go that same suppression field route. Ugin, amazing. Love me some Ugin in the morning. Like, we can't beat this card. It's so difficult, man. Especially after losing all our auras like that. We kind of need hexproof creatures in a row. Oh, I'm just going to concede. It's not happening from that point. Opponent had the wilt for our suppression field, and we didn't hit the Gadok Tig. So, you know, that's what that is. We had 1 Spirit Dancer in the deck and 3 Tig. I mean, maybe we can mulligan a bit more aggressively there, but I think our keep was fine for the most part.